basketball friends! Welcome to Basket Pinas Predicts powered by 1xBet. Ako po ang inyong host, Mara Aquino, and we're here to talk about the NBA, giving you the highlights, the latest happenings. We're gonna do recaps, and we're gonna predict the future of the game. Pero syempre, kailangan ko ng tulong mula sa ating dalawang super experts that I'm always with. Nico, Naveen, nice to be with you guys today again.
Kaya nga nagsuot ako ng salamin para ma-feel ko yung pagka-expert ko para mas marami pa akong pwede ma-share sa mga nakikinig sa mga viewers natin. Hello, hello.
Hello everyone, Mara, nice to see you. Nico, nice to see you. Apparently, I did not get the dress code. Or the color scheme. Actually, kind of.
Di namin to play
Inside, it looks similar. But I decided to go with my good boy look for today, you know?
Good boy, yan ang good boy look natin. Nakaputi. So you look innocente.
Yeah,
pang-church.
Exactly.
Pang-church. Pero ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang NBA regular season. Before we do the recaps, merong news that came out na itong si Embiid, right? Was served a 3-game suspension. So, pinag-uusapan to ng ating mga viewers. So, 3-game suspension dahil to, like, he pushed, he shoved a journalist. Hindi niya nagustuhan yung article written about him because it involved yung son niya and a relative that passed away. So, hindi niya nagustuhan. So, ang ginawa niya, he kind of shoved the journalist. Because of that, nabigyan siya ng 3-day game day suspension.
3-game day suspension.
Do you think that's justified? Do you think 3 games is a bit much? Because people are saying, yung argument dito is, people have been suspended for less days for doing something na mas malala.
Ako naisip ko kasi more I think yung guy na shinov niya, not sure kung may power ba yun or something na parang he's gonna keep the league accountable. So kaya siya siguro nabigyan ng 3-game suspension. Pero for me, at the very most, isa lang dapat. Does it make sense to give him 3? I don't know. Ikaw, Navs, especially part of the media, may hinawakan player sa shove, di ba? What do you think?
Well, my first reaction was, look, the reporter mentioned he's deceased relative, like you said, and the son. So, naturally as a human being, you think if someone brought up your family in that regard, sige, tulakin natin, pakasuntukin pa natin, di ba? I mean, sometimes our tempers can get in the way, but it sets a bad precedent if the suspension is light. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are 30 teams in the NBA, so many players, and we know that all other sports leagues in the world looks up to the NBA.
Okay, tama.
So if, let's say, the NBA handed out a light punishment to Embiid, let's say, okay, yeah, you're 1 game suspension or you'll just get a fine. That might make other players in the future feel, oy, maybe if a reporter writes something we don't like, we can just push them. I mean, we'll get away with a slap in the wrist anyway. But, 3 games, I mean, that's... I don't want to assume, but that's almost probably $1 million for Embiid gone, just like that. Because when you get suspended, you don't get paid your game salary as well. So at least I think that I would have liked to see the reporter reprimanded to some degree because of what he wrote.
He did apologize.
Yes. I guess the reprimand will come from his publishers, editors na. But I think it's good that the NBA stepped in and gave a 3-game suspension just so that it does not set a precedent that other players might follow in the future.
So this is Embiid's second suspension in his career. The last time was back in 2019 nung nagkaroon siya ng kind of like a fight with Kat.
That was funny.
That was back in
funny one.
2019. Pero I guess the thing here is you cannot do that to a journalist. There's so much respect even in any sport.
Yeah, for sure.
Even in esports, sa journalist natin. In fact, like you treat journalists so well. May mga special treatments nga, yung iba nga, because they're the ones writing a story about you also and making sure that people know the recaps of the game, the stories and such. Kaya, I guess that's why it's a 3-game suspension in terms of, I guess, parang sa atin, kapag shinub mo yung politician, mas malala yung repercussions nun compared to if shinub mo yung tambay. Maybe ganon. For example lang.
For example lang.
Because I guess it's a media personnel, a journalist who you trust for the games. Okay, 3 games. So, okay. But he'll be back next week. Sabi nila kasi he's cleared to play if he will play. So, we'll want coming back for that. But now,
I need you for my fantasy team, Joel Embiid.
Come
on, bro.
Come
on.
Sixers.
It's been 2-3 weeks now.
So now we're going to be talking about the recap of the NBA regular season, starting with the Golden State Warriors defeating the Boston Celtics 118-112. A lot of people thought, that they were going to lose against the Boston Celtics. Ang nangyari, they drove all the way to Boston para talunin lang sila. And what did you think of that game? Let's do a little bit of recap there.
Still on cloud 9 hanggang ngayon. Up to this day, message ko pa rin mga friends ko, panalo yung Warriors sa Boston. Ayaw ko sa inyo, baka mag-champion kami.
Na-surprise ka din ba?
Pati ako nag-surprise. Diba yung prediction ko I was going for Boston.
We all went with Boston.
Boston tayo, sabi ko pa, matatambakan to. But then, wala sila Jaylen Brown, wala Kristaps Porzingis, but sa Warriors, wala rin si Pods, diba? Wala si Pods. But it was a great thing to see how Stephen Curry just blew up in the 4th quarter. He owned Boston, at least in this game, because the last time these two met in the TD Garden, the Warriors lost by 50. That's why it's still...
That's a lot.
kaya dumikit sa utak ko yun na, oh no, baka ganun ulit mangyari this year, considering na baka ma-reality check na yung Warriors against Boston. But thankfully enough, hindi na yun nangyari.
Yeah, I heard people in Boston are now calling Steph Curry daddy for how many times he's over.
Yeah, even the people in Boston were cheering for Steph Curry.
You can't hate Steph. They only hate Draymond.
And Steve Kerr. No, when we were making our predictions on Tuesday, we all decided to go with Boston. But I'm going to toot my horn here a little bit. I did tell you both, don't sleep on the Warriors in this game. That 3.69 odds is great value because historically, Golden State has matched up with Boston well. Now, Nico is right. No Jaylen Brown, no Kristaps Porzingis, so we can't pretend like Boston was in full health. But that's not to take anything away from what the Warriors did. I mean, Boston was up in the 4th quarter. Jason Tatum caught fire in the second half after being silent in the first half. The unsung hero in this game for me was Kevon Looney, Golden State Warriors. And it proved to me how good of a coach Steve Kerr is because he inserted Looney in the late game situation rather than some of the younger, more talented players. And Looney came up with 2 big offensive rebounds and put-back baskets in the final minutes of the game. And I felt those baskets Looney had were actually the daggers for the Warriors. It allowed Buddy Hield to hit that three-pointer later on. But look, it comes down to Steph Curry. He is a generational talent.
Yes.
He led the way. He went into Boston and once again proved to the Boston Celtics fans who their daddy is.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? Isang movie nga ba yan?
Hindi ko rin alam. You have to check later.
Pero
Yung
ito,
sa comments, sabihin nyo lang kami.
ang dami nag-underestimate sa Golden State coming into the season. Even ikaw,
Even
sabi
ako.
mo din, na favorite mo sila, you were doubtful in terms of how they were gonna do,
I was
other
very
than Steph
doubtful.
Curry.
You know
doing
what we
amazing
call
all the
that,
time.
Mara? Emotional hedging as basketball fans.
Pinaprepare ko na
It's
sa
when
sarili
you're
ko.
hopeful inside, but you don't want to get your hopes up, so you're gonna hedge against yourself, you know?
But now they're doing well,
Oh,
even
yes.
though people are underestimating them.
8 games in.
8 games in, and seeing how they did against the defending champ ng Boston Celtics, do you see them going to the championship with the current roster that they have? Or do you think they would need to get another person in?
Oh, I feel like kailangan nila ng another superstar with Steph Curry because it might take 15 to 20 games before the teams have figured out how the Warriors play. Kaya lagi I'm always proceeding with caution. So I'm still in that Giannis Antetokounmpo trade train. Now we should make a run for him.
So kailangan muna, with the current roster, cannot go to the championship.
Hindi sila abot ng championship.
Okay,
Pero siguro
so
second
kailangan-
round ng playoffs.
Alright. So, how about for you? Do you think with this current roster, they can make it, with the performance that they're doing now, they can make it to the championship, or they still need to get somebody in?
It's too early to know the answer to that question because we've played 1/10 into the regular season. But if you made me choose, I would say probably not right now because I think Golden State is good enough to beat the other elite teams in a one-game setup, you know, when they take them on the road. But then the playoffs are different, Mara. Like, it's a 7-game series. You have more time to prepare for one specific opponent. And when you look at the rest of the Western Conference, you know, Phoenix is also on fire right now. I think Minnesota's going to get better as the season goes on. I think Denver, once everyone gets healthy, they're still going to be a force to be reckoned with. And let's not sleep on Oklahoma City because those boys are so good. But look, would I be dumb enough to count out a team with Steph Curry? Never. Never. Steph is that good.
Even though he's getting older, he's still showing that he's Steph Curry. Now, up next, we're going to be doing a recap. Memphis Grizzlies convincing win, 131-114 against the LA Lakers. Memphis killed them in this game, and Lakers never really got to catch up. First quarter pa lang, mas lumaki na yung kanilang lamang. Third quarter. So let's talk about what happened in this game.
This is a crazy game. I mean, at least for the Memphis Grizzlies, now where there were some doubts with the roster. Simula pa lang naman. But I think this is a good barometer test to see where they compete against the veterans, or also one of the favorites to come out of the West in the Lakers. And Zach Edey is getting more comfortable by the day with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, you know what was nice about this game was the trash talking going on during and after the game. You know, John Morant of Memphis scored in the Lakers, did a too small gesture. Then LeBron scored on him. LeBron did a too small gesture. Then after the game, Desmond Bain was calling LeBron that old man over there in the Lakers. And then after the game, John Morant went to Twitter to kind of trash talk LeBron and the Lakers too. And John Morant said after the game, straight up, we don't like them. Memphis does not like the Lakers. Now, the LA Lakers did not play with their best player. LeBron's not their best player anymore. Their best player is Anthony Davis. Let's put that on the record. Anthony Davis is the best player of the Lakers, and he did not play in this game. But it was still an impressive victory for Memphis.
Yes.
And I love that these two teams don't like each other. I really do. We need
Better for
more
the
of that.
story.
We need more of that in the
Rivalry.
NBA. Two teams that just absolutely want to take each other's heads off, you know?
Pagkatapos ng game na to, actually, a lot of people are commenting even on X that, you know, Lakers, they're underrated. What do you think about that? I mean, overrated. Overrated, underrated.
Properly rated for me.
Properly rated.
Properly rated.
Yeah.
I feel like a bit overrated with the way the conversation is going. Because some of them are hyping JJ Redick to be the next coming of the
Pat Riley.
the next great
Disrespect.
the next great coach of the NBA. Pump up the brakes. It's still early. he's gonna go through the motion of what it means to coach a LeBron-led team. So, you'll never know in the middle of the season, may mga lalabas na storya na, may konting spice. And that always happens with any coach that LeBron has ever been with. Wala siyang coach na walang extra, what do you call this, like, storyline. There's always something coming out of the locker room when you're coaching LeBron.
Yeah.
Well, the Lakers, they have the most championship after Boston Celtics.
Yes.
And they're always going to be talked about. Even with LeBron James being 39, he's still showing that he can play. But what about this? Why do you think D'Angelo Russell's minutes... why do you think they're low? He's supposed to be the third guy that you go to offensively. Pero that game, 21 minutes out of 40. So why do you think that is? Kasi even si Cam Reddish has more minutes than him.
It's really just not effective, to be honest. Like, especially in that game, alam ko there also have been rumors that they've been trying to trade D'Lo since last year. Because in a way, he doesn't really fit the Lakers, but there are times where he proves himself that he can make those big shots. So he's like a seesaw thing with D'Angelo Russell for sure, right, Nabs?
I say this in the most respectful manner.
So akin yung PG-13. Okay pa yung
Sometimes D'Angelo Russell makes the most idiotic, boneheaded decisions I've ever seen on a basketball court. There was one sequence in that Memphis game where instead of passing the ball out, he decided to do the moves, as we call them here in the Philippines.
Yung mga
and the shot
crossovers.
ended up being blocked. Basta it was an air ball. And you could just see the frustration in JJ Redick after, like the way he sat on the bench, stomped his feet. And that's connected. Even after the game, JJ Redick was kind of testy. I mean, a reporter asked him a question and he kind of gave like a rude. I would even say rude response. Like, okay, JJ, you were in the media last year as a podcaster. Let's not get a little too high up there on your high horse, you know? These people are also doing their jobs. You don't need to be for the lack of a better word, a jerk to them, right? But main point here is, I don't think D'Angelo's gonna be with the Lakers to end this season. And it is a microcosm of what I think the Lakers' problem is. We know that Anthony Davis, when healthy, is a top 10 player in the NBA. LeBron might not be a super duper star every game, but we know he can turn it on some games. Depth is the Lakers' issue. Because in a 7-game playoff series, do you trust Rui Hachimura? Do you trust D'Angelo Russell? Do you trust Jackson Hayes? Do you trust Cam Reddish? Because I don't.
Let's see how the Lakers are going to be doing. I mean, overrated, underrated. What do you guys think? Write it down below. At gusto rin namin mabigyan kayo ng mga perks katulad ng vouchers na pwede nyo gamitin para sa 1xBet. It's super easy and this is how you get it.
Naghanap kami na 10 winners for 1,000 pesos worth of 1xBet vouchers. So kailangan nyo lang gawin is like and follow Basket Pinas on Facebook at Basket Pinas PH. Share the live stream on your Facebook page and make sure your profile is set to public. Next up is comment your answer for our fast break question of the day during the live stream. And don't forget to use the hashtag #BasketPinas. Watch the live stream and wait for the announcement of the winners with the correct answers. And lastly, participants must be registered on 1xBet using our promo code BPINAS. One more time, BPINAS to join the giveaway.
All right, join us along for this fast break question. This is fast break question number 1. And again, if you know the answer, write it down below with the hashtag #BasketPinas.
Which team won the very first NBA championship?
Which team won the very first NBA championship? Ikaw ay isang true fan. Kung alam mo to.
These fast break questions are getting harder by the week.
Actually, kung ito yung pinagawa nating question kay Naz, makukuha
mo ba to?
Makukuha mo ba?
I'm not sure.
Kung yun yung naging question.
This was in 1946, 1947. Hindi pa tayo born. Pero if you know the history, all right, we're gonna be doing another recap. This time it's gonna be the Minnesota Timberwolves defeating Chicago Bulls 135-119. Initially, the Bulls were leading sa first quarter, pero in-erase yon ng Minnesota Timberwolves. And they caught up sa third quarter, defeating Chicago Bulls. What did you think about that game?
I think dito mo lang talaga makakita yung difference ng class ng teams when it comes to Minnesota and Chicago. They were down for the first half, no problem. It doesn't faze them. In the second half, they just turned it on. It looked like a completely different team. And something to mention here was that they made 71% of their shots in the fourth quarter, which is insane, with 6 3-pointers. So, It's just a matter of this team, the Timberwolves are ready, or rather are made for the playoffs, while Chicago is looking for the stars that could fit the guys they want to keep in that team.
Si Josh Giddey, okay, pag-usapan natin yung Bulls. Do you think
Favorite
he's a
in the
player that they should keep in the long run, or is he like a future trade chip?
Yeah, they should keep him. He has a nice hairstyle. No, I'm just joking. I like Josh Giddey. I might not always be a fan of his off-court decisions, but in terms of being a basketball player, I like the fact that he's unique. He plays with a certain style, a certain flair. I'm not saying he's great at it, but it's unique. So it's fun to watch. Is he a super duper star where I'm like, is he a future super duper star where I'm like, off limits no matter what? Absolutely not. But he's young. He's, I think, only in his 3rd or 4th year in the NBA. He's a good passer. I mean, leaves much to be desired when it comes to shooting, sure. But there's potential there. So why not try it out, right? I mean, you traded a really good veteran player in Alex Caruso to get him from OKC. So give him a chance to see what he's potentially got, especially because their other point guard, Lonzo Ball, he's always unpredictable with his health.
Okay, so they need to keep him.
I would like to keep Josh Giddey as well. I feel like he's the 3rd best player, could be a 3rd best player on a championship team. It's really hard to find a 6'7", 6'8" guy. Those are kind of his measurements based on what I've seen from the NBA, and be able to facilitate, just be a key cog in the offense. He doesn't demand much of the ball, or rather when it comes to offense. And the 3-point shooting has actually improved so far. Again, 8 games pa lang, no? But I think nasa upper 45% yung 3-point shooting niya. It's a matter of, kaya niya ba sustain?
For a whole season.
Or for a whole season. But if he does sustain it, edi the Bulls get a steal. Imagine mo, they only traded Alex Caruso. For me, ano yun? It's a fair trade, but in a way may pagkalugi.
It's a win-win trade.
It's a win-win trade kasi yun ang kailangan ng OKC.
A rare win-win trade.
A rare win-win trade in the
exactly,
NBA. But for the Bulls, it's a great trade actually.
Now we're gonna do a final recap, and that's gonna be the Milwaukee Bucks. Tinambakan nila ang Utah Jazz from start to finish, 123 to 100.
Yeah, for this one, this is what we expected, right? I think we're really unanimous. And then nag-Utah pa ako ron eh. Ako
Nag-Utah ka?
Medyo tumiwalag ako dito eh. Kasi they were coming in this game, na 6-game losing streak. So iniisip ko, okay, baka talo.
Oh, come on. You just don't like Doc Rivers. Hey, don't be fooling us, bro. You just don't like Doc Rivers.
Hindi ko, admit ko, I don't like Doc Rivers talaga. I mean, change the coach.
And Darvin Ham.
And Darvin Ham, actually. But yeah, it's Giannis and Dame showing up, and then there was a lineup change for the Bucks, Andre Jackson Jr., which proved to be great. A great decision. Good job, Doc. And so, only time na ika-compliment ko siya. But yeah, Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo showed out in this game.
Yeah, well, Dame has been playing excellent as of late, shooting the ball really well. But the Jazz came in with the worst record in the NBA. So Milwaukee quite literally defeated the worst team in the NBA so far this season. And in fact, the Jazz were leading for parts of the first 2 quarters of the game. And it looked for a second like Milwaukee might be challenged again by the worst team in the NBA. But then they took care of business in the second half. But with the Bucks, Mara, Nico, it's not about how many wins you can get. It's which teams are you beating? Are you beating the elite teams of the NBA? Because if you are, that means you're an elite team yourself. But if you're just beating the teams who aren't going to make the playoffs, then that's not what you've been designed to do. That's not what you're built to do. This is a team on a Giannis Antetokounmpo clock. They need to be a championship contender, or sooner rather than later, the rebuild is going to start.
Now, hypothetically, if you were to trade Lauri Markkanen, which team would you want him to go to?
Miami.
Pero for who? Sinong titrade mo? Kasi maganda fit niya with Bam though. Pero
Right? They need
Tyler
a power
Hero. You
forward.
trade Tyler Hero.
Hey, Tyler Hero's been the Heat's best player this season.
Yun nga.
far.
So sino yung magiging main trade chip mo sa Miami?
I trade Tyler, yeah.
Trade Tyler. Kaya he's been having the best season. Oh, yeah, I'm
Tyler,
still gonna
draft
trade Tyler.
picks. I trade Hawkes also for Laurie, yeah.
Tyler and Hawkins.
Tyler, Hawkes, and a draft pick.
That's your trump card kayong
Yeah,
kayong mga
exactly.
Miami Heat fans. Lagi ko nakikita Hero, Hawkins.
I trade Jimmy for
Straight
Laurie
up?
right
Pwede.
now,
For
yeah. I
straight
mean,
up,
Utah
no?
will say no, but I do it.
Yeah, of course they should say no. Medyo lugi sila doon. Kasi aalis si Butler the moment he gets there.
I like this conversation, and if you guys have a team that you want him to go to and who to trade for with, then write it down below. We want to know your opinion as well. But now, maglalaro naman tayo. So, nagkaroon kayo ng chance to play. Now, we're gonna have Naveen play this
Here we
game
go.
called Shoot the Facts. So, we're gonna give him a hard question. Hopefully, it's hard.
Oh, boy.
Kasi kapag
Madali
pag mali ito, you have to do 20 push-ups. 20 push-ups. Ito ang tanong. Which team did Larry Bird coach during the 1997-1998 season?
It's too easy.
Oh!
If I get this
Ako magpo-push-up,
if
Mara.
I get this right, you guys will do the push-ups, right?
He will do the push-ups.
Ako gagawa ngayon. Okay lang, naka-trainers naman
Here's
ako.
my answer, guys.
Okay.
Here's my answer.
Okay. Ay! Oh my gosh!
Sinuot ka pa sa...
Now, this is the WNBA team shirt, but
Oh my goodness.
answers the
So,
same.
favor. Sagot mo, favor.
Indiana
Mali.
Pacers, for
Okay.
clarity.
It's just like, it blows my mind how good Naveen is to a point na without knowing the question,
Di na nga natin
nasagot
binibigay.
na niya.
Di na nga natin binibigay.
How? Alam mo, okay.
The who?
Okay, let's reveal the right answer. Officially, it's Indiana Pacers. Congratulations.
Dapat binigay natin yung question nung dun sa first fast break. Mahirap yun Hindi ko alam kung sino unang nanalo
Ang gusto ko, magkaroon tayo ng game na fastest answer with one of the viewers, tapos siya yung magre-represent.
Okay.
Tapos the viewer can get like 15,000 pesos.
Wait, Lugi, yung viewer may Google or chat GPT.
Kailangan live.
Ikaw yung
dito.
expert dapat
Kailangan
talaga.
dito.
Kailangan
Yeah.
dito.
Ano dito,
Mamaya,
invite natin.
I will tell them exactly how
Okay.
they can join. I mean, wala
Perfect.
pang ganung
Okay.
game against Naveen. May ibang game naman sila. Pero
Actually,
hopefully.
yeah. You guys should watch us record these episodes. May Starbucks pa kayo.
Okay, since nagawa mo ng tama, push-ups!
Push up ako. Kaya ko yan.
I would do it but my shirt is low so hindi pwede.
Ayun, no?
Okay,
Nico's gonna get a pump after this.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Wow! Ang yabang!
O, diamond
Oh
push-ups
my
next.
God!
Fresh.
Hindi ko na-expect yun. Tsaka, sakto yung okay.
Yung...
Tinuruan ako ng push-up. I used to do it wide, pero dapat daw,
Yung
you look like an arrow.
Yeah.
Naka-diagonal na gano'n.
Kung
para
too wide,
it's
masakit
better.
din yun. Kasi triceps mo na yung sobrang...
But I'm able to do the wide version more than the narrow. Oh my gosh! We should also have that in this game called Basket Pinas Timeout. You know, we invite the fans, the viewers, the people who are engaging. We invite you guys to the studio to come play with us. And you have a chance to win cash prizes. Even the losers will still get a cash prize. And that's brought to you by 1xBet. Now, the Basket Pinas Timeout, ang ginagawa dito, other than a bunch of games, well, we will message you to let you know if you've qualified to be part of that. We invite you here in the studio. At sana magkaroon tayo ng mga consequences na gano'n, where we do push-ups, tingnan natin kung mabibeat si Naveen sa Q&A.
Tayo dapat gagawa ng questions.
Yun nga eh. Okay, my mind has been blown dahil nakasulat yung sagot.
Nasa, nung nakita ko yung question, sabi ko, what a coincidence na yun pa yung suot niya.
Hindi ko nga napansin until after, my goodness. Pero ito pa, Nico, alam mo, we love to give vouchers to people. And they also have a chance to win 12,000 peso voucher.
Yeah, exactly. So, 12K welcome bonus para sa mga new account on 1xBet. Register na using our promo code BPINAS. All caps lang, guys. Message Basket Pinas page kung may question kayo. And may sasagot agad dyan. And if you guys want to place your bets on upcoming NBA games, just go to 1xBet and use our promo code BPINAS. One more time, BPINAS. Link is in the pinned comment section below.
All right. Now, just in case you won that 12,000 peso voucher or you're gonna win the 1,000 peso voucher later on, you could use this for the upcoming games. And we're gonna help you out with that. It's Predictsy time. We're gonna predict the future of the game. And first, let's talk about the Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's gonna be happening tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Those are the odds. What do you guys think about this game?
Kunin ko yan, 2.76. Baka mag-Warriors ako dyan. Pero medyo trap game, no? They're coming off from a high from the Boston Celtics, and then baka they might come crashing
And
back down
Cleveland
to earth.
is undefeated.
Undefeated pa Cleveland.
Diba?
Up to this point. And they're not a team to be messed around. But I gotta believe in my Warriors. I went against them the other time. I can't abandon them in their time of need.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cleveland here. I think Cleveland's height presents an issue for the Warriors. You know, Cleveland has two legit big men in Mobley and Allen
Yes.
up front. And they also have two guards in Garland and Mitchell who can
Yes.
penetrate and attack defense. I think Cleveland, just from a matchup perspective, this suits them well.
That's exactly what I wrote. Maganda system nila. Donovan Mitchell together with Garland. They play well. Their center, Mobley and Allen. Okay, ito. Si Kuminga. Okay, sabi nila, they're grooming him. He's supposed to be the next big star. Okay? But, he's not really playing well. And his minutes are down. So, is he really, I mean, it's only a few games. But, matutupad ba yung he's the next big star?
Yeah, I think medyo late lang naman. And I'm actually liking how when he got demoted to the bench, hindi siya nagre-reklamo. Because last year, remember when they brought him to the bench, meron talagang mga articles na he didn't
Mga
like
leaks
it.
no?
Mga leaks na
Yung halata siya nag-leak.
halatang team niya yung
Sources,
nag-leak.
pero halatang siya nag-leak.
Like, so yung agent mo yung nag-leak, Jonathan Kuminga, pero ngayon wala tayong naririnig. I think it also could be a sign of his maturity na, okay, he's accepting his role. And di naman kailangan madalin eh. As long as he does his role right now, contributes to the Warriors, maybe in 2 to 3 years time, he could be that guy.
2 to 3 years. Pero right now, kasi it's all about yung minutes, di ba? He's playing like about 17. Last game, I think 17 minutes, and you're supposed to be playing like above 20 if you're supposed to be the go-to guy.
Yeah.
So why is that? And Naveen, one, why? And two, do you really think he's gonna be the next big star, or is the prediction wrong?
I think he can be a star, but it won't be for this team.
Ooh.
I mean,
Not for this team
No.
at all. Okay.
If you're gonna be the star of a team, you need the ball in your hands. You're not gonna get the ball in your hands if you're playing with Steph Curry,
Buddy
Draymond Green, Buddy Hield. I mean, even Pods to some degree, and rightfully so. Has Kuminga proven that he should get the ball from Steph? No. From Draymond? No. I mean, I think he can be. I'm not sure if I'm gonna say superstar, but he could be like a potential all-star. But it has to be for a team that's not like a playoff team. Maybe a team that's looking to develop young players, where he can have the ball in his hands and the chances and possibilities to grow as a player.
Like Utah Jazz.
Something like
Or
that.
maybe
yeah,
Milwaukee.
Yeah. Or Milwaukee. But you're not gonna get the ball to be a star if you're playing with Steph Curry, and rightfully not. Steph Curry is still in the height of his powers.
So lahat tayo, Cleveland.
Yep.
No, Warriors ako.
Ah,
Ako
Warriors ka?
Warriors ako.
Oh yeah, Nico's
Warriors ako.
ka?
Warriors
Okay,
ako.
Warriors, Cleveland. I don't think it's gonna be the Warriors that's gonna give Cleveland their first defeat. So Cleveland din ako.
Okay.
Locking it in! What do
Nico's
you
not-
guys think?
Nico's not vibing with that Ohio Skibidi Riz.
Skibidi Riz. Daming terms
Mga
ngayon.
TikTok terms ng Gen Z natin,
Daming
guest.
terms. Okay, up next. Predictsy time for Phoenix Suns versus Dallas Mavericks happening November 9.
That's a good one.
8:30 a.m.
Wow, ang laki ng ano ah.
Why does
No,
Luka
bakit-
look so chunky?
Parang chunky nga ni Luka.
Oo nga.
Anyway,
Parang naglechon eh.
baka last year, you know. Pero I'm gonna be going for the Mavs here. I love how Lucas just has another level. Just for the Phoenix Suns. Iba yung ano niya eh. Siya yung
Plays
daddy.
different.
Oh, siya yung daddy ng Phoenix Suns.
He's yung daddy.
Ever since the Mavs beat them in Game 7, tapos tinambakan nila. So ko, Luka will always be etched in the lores of Phoenix.
I'm gonna go Phoenix here.
Phoenix ka dito.
Phoenix.
I love this value for Phoenix at
2.64.
2.6. Dallas isn't playing well to start the season. They've been inconsistent. I think I don't remember exactly, but they're not high up there in terms of defensive rating. They're not doing so great. And the offense is always going to be problematic. And PJ Washington's not playing in this game. They're big man. Now they have depth, but if you look at Phoenix has been playing awesome basketball. Kevin Durant is an early MVP candidate. Devin Booker has been awesome. Tyus Jones having a point guard there has really changed things. And now they have a legit coach who can guide this team in Mike Budenholzer. I mean, I bet Milwaukee must be regretting that decision right now. But I like Phoenix here. That's great value. I'm going with the Suns.
I was gonna go for Dallas because of Luka, but you made really great points to a point that I'm switching To the Suns. Sige, Suns ako. Suns.
Ako, Mavs ako. Mag-isa ako ngayon
Mag-isa ka. Mag-isa ka ngayon. Okay, lock in it in. Oh, what do you guys think about the trio of Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker? They should keep the trio?
Well, if they don't win the championship this year, or at least go far into the finals, like, hindi sila mag-champion, okay lang. Basta mag-Western Conference Finals siguro, or get to the NBA Finals. If they don't reach those goals, I think they should break it up and just trying to find... I'm gonna keep Devin Booker and then trade KD and Beal.
I mean, Booker is definitely the most important part of that franchise. I would try to keep Booker and Durant together because Durant's playing well. Beal would be my first choice, but the problem is Beal has a no trade clause. He can literally reject any trade he's part of. That's crazy to me. Bradley Beal, well, who's he? Michael Jordan?
Bigyan mo ng trade, no trade clause. Kobe?
What do you guys think about that? Write it down below. Alright, ito naman ang gusto ko mangyari para sa inyo. I really want you guys to win 1,000 peso voucher at least once. So, meron tayong fast break question number 2. But before that, I want to make sure that you get the mechanics right. And here it is.
Ayan, pagkatapos ng show na to, meron kaming 10 winners na pamimigay ang 1,000 pesos worth of 1xBet voucher. So, number 1, like and follow Basket Pinas on Facebook at Basket Pinas PH. Share yung live stream on your Facebook page and make sure your profile is set to public. Next up, comment your answer for our fast break question of the day during the live stream. And don't forget to use the hashtag #BasketPinas. Watch the live stream and wait for the announcement of the winners with the correct answers. And lastly, participants must be registered on 1xBet using our promo code BPinas to join the giveaway. One more time, BPinas to join the giveaway.
What is it again? BPinas!
BPinas.
All right. At ito ang ating fast break question number 2. I hope you get this right.
What is the first team to hire a woman on their coaching staff? Ooh, I think I remember this.
Alam mo, what is the first team to hire a woman on their coaching staff? So, as a clue, this happened in 2014. If you know the right answer, write down below. Use the hashtag BasketPinas. All right. Now, next set of games, the upcoming match that we're going to try to predict, the Utah Jazz versus San Antonio Spurs, happening 6 a.m. November 10. So 2 rebuilding teams in the West. One has a superstar in the making, the other in the limbo. What do you think is going to happen here? What's your prediction?
Well, with Stephon Castle in the starting lineup now, I might lean on the Spurs. I like that youth injection. And I just love supporting Wemby because he's in my fantasy team anyway. So might as well ask for like a first round production, please.
So he actually did well. He was a starter for the first time earlier.
Stephon Castle, yeah.
So do you think they should keep him in the starting lineup?
Ako feel ko, Nams. What do you think? I think they should keep Stephon Castle. Si Keldon Johnson nilagay nila sa bench. And so I think naman so far walang objection from Keldon Johnson. Although syempre inisip ko pa rin yung ego ng player na baka in that game wala siyang sinabi, but what more if it continues, right? What do you think? Ako, I like it so far from the very short sample size that we have seen.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be one of the future cornerstones of this team with Wemby. So we can start him, bench him some games, see how he's doing. At the end of the day, what matters more than who starts is who closes a game. Let's say it's a tight game in the fourth quarter, a few minutes left, it's like a 2-3 point lead. Who are the 5 people you trust to be on the court to win you the game, right? I don't think Castle is there yet, but I think San Antonio wants him to be one of those guys in the future. So might as well put him out there, trial by fire, see how well he does. And Utah sucks, so...
Okay, so...
I think Spurs tayo lahat dito, no? I think it's safe to say.
Sinong walang magigita?
Wala.
Spurs tayo lahat
Spurs kami lahat.
dito.
First, unanimous.
Spurs. I don't know when Utah is going to win. All right, up next. Brooklyn Nets versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, November 10. This is going to be happening at 8:30 in the morning.
I love how we always use Ben Simmons.
Oh, si Ben Simmons, the face of the Brooklyn Nets. Anyway, Cleveland to, tambakan.
Cleveland number 1 eh.
I think so. Tatambakan to ng Cleveland. It's gonna be a boring game from the get-go. Or who knows? Kasi sometimes, di ba?
Hey, Brooklyn's not bad this season.
They're 4-4.
Yeah.
And they keep it close.
Yeah.
Pero I'm waiting for the wheels to fall off. And then baka ma-reality check sila sa Cleveland na ganito pala kalaking gap namin sa number 1 team sa East.
I'm gonna go Brooklyn here.
Brooklyn.
Because
Okay.
Cleveland's undefeated, that means at a certain point that streak has to end. And sometimes in the NBA, weird things happen, like your winning streak ends against a team you don't expect it to end against. So I think, for kicks, I think I'm going to go with Brooklyn here. I think Brooklyn's going to end the winning streak.
Ako, Cleveland ako because
Cleveland
they
din
haven't.
ako.
They're so strong. But I want to ask you guys about Cam Thomas. He averages about 25 points per game, but he's only 6'1". He's doing really well. What do you think about the team being built around him? Can it be? I mean, he's only 6'1".
For some reason, gusto ko si Cam Thomas na. Again, nasa fantasy team ko siya, kaya medyo nasiskew yung ano ko. But, I don't know, I like the way he plays, even though at 6'1", they really need to surround him with defensive pieces. Maraming you really need specialists when you have a Cam Thomas as your centerpiece. But, as a player, I really enjoy watching him. He gives me my points, he gives me my enough assists and threes. Talented, but at 6'1", what do you think about those limitations? Does that scream franchise superstar or franchise cornerstone?
If Cam Thomas was teammates with Michael Jordan, he'd probably be like, "Hey, step aside, MJ. It's Cam Thomas time."
Cam Thomas.
Look, Brooklyn is giving Cam Thomas all the green light in the world so they can trade this guy in the future. They're basically telling Cam Thomas, "This is your runway. Showcase yourself. We're trying to accumulate as many draft picks and assets in the future. Someone is gonna want you in their team." I think this is what Brooklyn is doing. Brooklyn's not gonna win a championship this year, and I think Brooklyn wants to have a high draft pick. I think eventually we're gonna start seeing them lose more games, and if they can trade Cam Thomas for a bunch of first-round picks in the future, I think they'll do it. I think right now this is great for the Nets. Honestly, they're winning. The players that they maybe want to trade look good. So eventually, when it's time to flip that script and maybe they look towards building to the draft, they can get good value in return. Mara, Nico, sometimes the NBA is an asset management game. You know how they say the basketball is a business? This is the business side of it. It's almost like owning stocks, right? You buy some stocks, you sell some stocks, you hold some stocks, you let go of it. Players are like stock value sometimes to teams. And right now, Cam Thomas's value keeps going high. And if maybe it hits a point where Brooklyn thinks it's the peak, they're going to be like, okay, maybe it's time to sell off.
Magandang perspective yun, hindi ko naisip yun. Naveen tends to be good at predicting things in the future. Kung agree kayo sa kanya, write it down below and you tell us why. And let's see kung tama nga. Gusto kong balikan tong conversation na to in the future. But you know what? We're gonna give you more chances to win vouchers para sa 1xBet. And before we move on to the next fast break question, we want to make sure that you have the mechanics correctly. Let's help them out, Nico.
So all you guys gotta do to win 1,000 pesos worth of 1xBet vouchers is like and follow Basket Pinas on Facebook at Basket Pinas PH. Share the live stream on your Facebook page and make sure your profile is set to public. Comment your answer for our fast break question of the day during the live stream, and don't forget to use the hashtag #BasketPinas. Number 4, watch the live stream and wait for the announcement of the winners with the correct answers. And lastly, participants must be registered on 1xBet using our promo code BPinas to join the giveaway. One more time, BPinas to join the giveaway.
All right. Now that you know the mechanics, we're gonna give you fast break question number 3. Ito ang ating tanong.
When was the shot clock introduced into NBA regulation?
Interesting fact.
Yan, yung mga tinatanong dapat.
Interesting fact. When was the shot clock introduced into the NBA regulation? Alam mo ba yung tamang sagot? Do you know?
No, maybe I'm guessing sometime in the 70s. Not sure though. 60s?
Wala na, push up na ako eh. Wala na Mara eh.
Ay, sayang. If you know the right answer, write it down below. I'll give you a clue. Mali siya. Mali siya, kaya ako nag-rejoice. Pero sayang, walang consequence this time. Again, use the hashtag BasketPinas kung alam niyo ang tamang sagot. Later on, in just a bit, we're gonna reveal the right answers. Now, Predictsy time once again. It's gonna be the Golden State Warriors versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. November 11, 8 a.m. Heavyweight match.
Oh, I feel like the OKC Thunder could beat the Warriors here, although I feel like it's gonna be a close game. It's the young versus the old, and I like how the OKC Thunder is starting this year, and I've always been high on them with how they've been playing, the pieces that they have built. Plus, again, let's not forget that they have so much draft picks still, no? I think nakakalimutan ng mga tao yun na they could just swap those draft picks for a superstar without getting much of their players.
Yeah, I'm excited for this matchup. I I think OKC will win because it's their home court, and they've been, to me, the most impressive team so far this NBA season.
So do you think OKC can represent the West with
Oh,
with the
absolutely.
pieces that they have
Absolutely.
now? Wala pang kulang, walang kailangan baguhin.
Here's what's crazy. They have been, to me, like I said, the best team in the NBA, and their three-point shooting hasn't even been that great yet. So what does that tell me? That tells me that when you look at the three-point percentage of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Alex Caruso, some of these guys, and there's still room to improve, that means as good as they already are, they can get even better. And once they hit that, if they hit that point, which I think they will, I think it's going to be scary for the rest of the league. The Thunder are going to be around for a while. Their superstars are young. I mean, look, we know that money can be a factor that breaks teams up. I mean, they did it to the last OKC contender team with Durant, Harden, and Westbrook. But at least for now, while they're on the rise, it's going to be such a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, well, for me, I really have to lean on OKC here. They're I can't really side with the Warriors, but I feel like it's gonna be a high-scoring game, to be honest, with these two teams. Usually the Warriors are, I think, number 3 in defense right now, and I think OKC could be that first team that really
Yeah.
that the
OKC's great on defense right now.
yeah,
right?
But for some reason I feel like it's gonna be a high-scoring game.
And it's rare for a young team to be such a good defensive team.
Yeah.
That's what I
Discipline.
love about this team. They're young. They have the energy and the confidence of youthful exuberance, but they have the maturity of a veteran team already.
Scary yun.
It's such a scary combo.
Dahil dyan, feeling ko, OKC tatambakan nila ang Golden State
Oh,
Warriors.
tambakan. Ako feel ko close game lang naman sa.
Feeling ko tambak.
Pero high-scoring.
What do you think? Tambak
Close
or
game. I
close?
think close game.
Okay. So, but lahat tayo,
OKC.
Okay.
OKC tayo lahat dyan.
OKC! Locking it in. All right. Up next, Dallas Mavericks versus Denver Nuggets. Let's, bago nyo marinig yung prediction namin, we want you to predict. Write it down below. This is going to be happening November 11, 9 a.m. Okay,
That's a
let's
good
break this
matchup.
down.
For me here, I might side with Dallas. Sorry, not Dallas. Denver. Natutuwa ako na si Russell Westbrook has been starting, and they're currently 3-0 with Russell Westbrook.
Where the haters at?
Yeah, where the haters at? And although that's without Jamal Murray, no?
Yes,
so I wanna
and Aaron Gordon.
And Aaron Gordon. So how's that work? So are you gonna keep Russell Westbrook in the starting lineup considering you've been winning, or do you put him back on the bench kasi babalik na sina Jamal Murray and Aaron
Murray.
Gordon? So
Gordon
or would
might
you
take
keep-
a few weeks though.
Ooh.
That makes things interesting.
Can you just imagine though a Jamal Murray and Russell? Because okay, remove Gordon, Jamal Murray and Russell Westbrook. What a combo at the guard spot, no? So would you keep Russell Westbrook with the Jamal Murray, or masyadong kasi ang taas ng usage rate ni Jokic, ang taas ng usage rate ni Jamal Murray at some points. So Westbrook yung mag odd man out. So it's a bit confusing, but maybe I'll try it. Who knows?
I would keep them together if Aaron Gordon's out.
Well, Aaron
right?
Gordon's out.
Because Westbrook plays closer to the rim.
Actually,
I
So-
think Dallas in this matchup though.
Dallas ka. Ako,
Dallas.
I'm gonna go Denver here.
I'm gonna go Dallas just because Denver Nuggets hasn't looked the same since nawala yung bench. So I'm gonna go Dallas. Dallas. Locking it in.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we're gonna Predictsy time for Washington Wizards and the Houston Rockets. So this game's gonna be happening November 12, 9 a.m. And what do you think is gonna happen here?
I feel like it's gonna be a Rockets blowout here. They're gonna win by 20. We're gonna see maybe an Alperen Şengün triple double. Because Şengün Mara is like the second coming of Jokic, but just mas payat. si Alperen Şengün. Pero kita mo yung similarities in the way they play, diba? Like, and jerky. Şengün is also a bit looks unorthodox. But I just love the combo of a Alperen Şengün and Jalen Green. Their skill sets complement each other, while guys like Amen Thompson's just doing his role. Fred VanVleet, for some reason, they look really good on paper.
Mas gusto mo sila kaysa kay Jordan Poole and Kyle
yeah, of
Kuzma.
course. I'm gonna pick the Rockets anytime. 10 over 10 times. With a gun to my head,
Kay
I'll pick
Alpi.
the Rockets.
I was watching, I came across a reel explaining kung bakit si Alpi, he shoots with one leg. Tapos he was talking about, like, he's always the same. And he was talking about, yung balance niya.
Balance.
Like, it's like he has a hard time shooting normally. For him to get more balanced, he has to lift one leg up.
Pinapahirapan niya yung sarili niya.
Which is, right? So, that he explained that in one of the podcasts. But anyway, going back to the game.
I think Houston's gonna win this. I like what the Rockets are doing. They've low-key actually compiled some impressive wins so far against good competition like Dallas this season. I think the Rockets should win this game. Washington, they have a lot of interesting young players, but they're not that good yet. And the Rockets, I believe, have playoff aspirations. So they should get the job done in this game.
Ako din, Rockets ako for this one. Houston Rockets. Okay, locking it in.
Unanimous.
There you go. All right. Up next, it's going to be the Sacramento Kings versus San Antonio Spurs. I want to know what you guys think about this one before we do a prediction. So this is going to be happening November 12, also at 9 in the morning.
For me, it's the Kings, the big three, if you would call them a big three, of Domantas Sabonis, the Aaron Fox, and DeMar DeRozan. I think would be able to have I don't think they're going to have problems with the young San Antonio Spurs, but who knows, right? Victor Wembanyama could throw off Domantas Sabonis' game, considering they could be matched up at some points, or maybe for some situational things that could happen in that game. But maganda kutob ko dito sa Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, I'm going Sacramento here too. I feel like Sacramento has a lot of firepower with DeRozan, Fox, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, even like someone like Keon Ellis. And I feel the Spurs might not be able to... I mean, I'll give the Spurs a competitive chance, but if it's a competitive game down the stretch in the fourth quarter, I feel that Sacramento has more reliable closers at this point than San Antonio does.
So with the players that you mentioned, like DeRozan, Sabonis, Fox, you think that's enough to get them in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they've made the playoffs 2 years ago without DeRozan. They almost made it last year too. So I think with that added firepower, it's not going to be easy. The West is a gauntlet, but they have a chance. They have a chance.
Sacramento din ako dito. I want the veteran better than the younger team. So
against your Wemby talaga.
So ano ko, Sacramento. All right, locking it in. Ito naman. So since we're short for time, we can't go deep into it. So I'm gonna mention some games, some upcoming games, and we're just gonna do a prediction just to help you out. We don't need to explain about it. So November 9, it's gonna be Milwaukee Bucks and New York Knicks. We need to make a vote.
Ooh, this is
Knicks.
gonna be a fun
Knicks
one.
din ako.
Next, pero ang ganda pa din yan, no? Abangan ko yan. 8:30, gising na tayo.
8:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Ooh,
Oh yeah,
that's gonna
no?
be good. I think Bucks.
Bucks ka? Okay. Isang Bucks at dalawang New York Knicks. Locking it in. Okay. After that, November 10, Chicago Bulls versus Atlanta Hawks. Bulls.
Chicago.
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Okay.
Locking it in. All right. November 11, Miami Heat, your favorite team, versus Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota. Minnesota.
Iniwan na, wala na.
Wow,
Iniwan
ako
na
din
sa ere.
Minnesota. Wow, okay. Minnesota. Bakit hindi ka nag-Heat? For your favorite?
Something's wrong with that team
Something
right now.
is What is wrong? What is wrong?
It's like the pieces just aren't clicking together yet.
But why? They were so good.
Well, the superstars aren't playing like they're supposed to. Butler and Bam have been off.
Why?
It's like they're trying to be aggressive, but they're also letting the other players in the team be aggressive. So I think it's a team that doesn't know what its identity is right
There you
now.
go.
For the longest time, they've been a defense-first team. Now they're trying to gear the team towards being more offense, but the offense is still inconsistent. It's like they go into each game trying to figure out who they're gonna be instead of knowing who they want to be.
At dahil dyan, matatalo ang Heat. Okay. Up next, November 12. Ito na ata yung last. Yes, ito yung last. Los Angeles Clippers versus Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma.
OKC.
Yeah.
Okay, locked it in. So I hope you guys recorded everything. You can always go back to the show just in case you want to see what kind of help we gave you. So hopefully this helps you make decisions for the future of your kung ano man yung gagawin nyo sa aming predictions. If you want to make a bet at 1x bet, ito naman, Earlier, we gave you 3 fast break questions. And right now, we're about to reveal the answer. And hopefully, you get this right because 10 of you will get 1,000 peso voucher from 1xBet. Here are the questions and the answers. Going back to fast break question number 1.
Which team won the very first NBA championship?
Which team won the first NBA championship? Before we reveal the answer, Naveen, do you know? Let's get Naveen to guess.
Kansas City Royals.
Okay.
It's a baseball team. Kansas City.
And the right answer is Philadelphia Warriors.
You see?
Pinag-mix pa yung Golden State.
You don't even... Philadelphia's called something else now. The Warrior. Oh my God, man.
Ito dapat yung question for Naveen.
Oo nga, dapat mga ganito. Did you guys get that right? I hope you
So,
did.
do the Golden State Warriors take claim to the championship now or the Philadelphia 76ers?
I think Philly. It's a city. It's a city. It's a city, diba? Lagi sa city yung ano.
I mean, it depends because the Los Angeles Lakers consider the Minneapolis Lakers championships their championships.
Pero Minnesota yun, diba?
Yeah, but technically, it's so
Ayan,
weird.
tingnan natin kung kaya niyong sabihin sa amin kung bakit nga ba naging ganun yung pangalan nila back then at paano nagbago. Yeah, write it down below. Okay, now we're gonna go back to fast break question number 2.
What is the first team to hire a woman on their coaching staff?
Ayun, what is the first team to hire
I know
a woman?
this, I think. San Antonio
sige.
Spurs?
San Antonio
Yeah,
Spurs?
tama. Ako alam ko.
Is that the right answer? The answer is San Antonio Spurs, Becky Hammon, back in 2014. Did you guys get that right? I hope you did. Your last chance will be this fast break question number 3.
When was the shot clock introduced into NBA regulation?
Super long ago.
Like
76
1963 maybe?
Lower.
Wow,
Okay.
62?
The right answer is lower. Parang Price is Right to Lower.
Wow.
1954 to 1955
How-
season.
Can you imagine how clumsy they were before the shot clock?
Oh, you really have to
Just
like...
passing the ball around, be like, no, you come and get it. No, you can't.
We hope you guys got that right. Tignan natin kung sino nga ba sa inyo nanalo ng 1,000 peso. We're gonna reveal the winners right now. Congratulations
Congrats.
sa inyong lahat. Lahat kayo ay may 1xBet voucher. 1,000 pesos. And kung kayo ay isa sa mga nanalo, you could message us, DM us on Facebook on our messenger para maklaim ang inyong papremyo. At dapat din sana yung mga nanalo dito, nag-share kayo, like and follow. Meron tayong YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. That's Basket Pinas PH. Basket Pinas PH. So, keep sharing this live na para mas dumami pa ang ating community. At we also want to know your suggestion, what you guys want us to talk about. Kung meron mga latest happenings that you want us to talk about within the show, let us know. Once again, Basket Pinas PH. At hindi lang yan, we're gonna remind you how to get more vouchers. Mika.
Yeah, and for those who want to get more vouchers, yung ating 12K welcome bonus. Grabe yun, no? Para sa ating mga fans. Oo. All you guys have to and all you guys have to do is register using our promo code BPINAS. All caps lang, message nyo yung page natin, Basket Pinas. Kung may question kayo, may sasagot agad dyan. And if you guys want to place your bets on upcoming NBA games, just go to 1xBet and use our promo code once again, BPINAS. One more time, BPINAS. Link is in the pinned comment section below.
BPINAS. Okay. And that ends the Friday. That ends today's show. So, what are you guys up to for this weekend?
Ooh.
Are you gonna be shooting a content podcast? Kasi I know you guys are into that right now.
My next podcast episode will probably be on Monday because Saturday, tomorrow, I'm attending one of my best friend's wedding.
Yung
Uy, that's a movie. Are you gonna... you're married na pala.
my best friend's wedding.
Thankfully, I'm not a main character. I'm just gonna be one of the groomsmen for the wedding. And then Sunday, I'll be covering a game live, college basketball game.
Oh, how can we watch you?
Well, I'll be on my podcast on early next week. So my socials are here on the screen. I came up with an episode last night, actually.
Nice.
Yes, last night I interviewed a college basketball player from LaSalle, and it turned out to be a really fun episode. He shared his genuine thoughts about being a father soon, because he's going to be a dad soon. So I got to ask him about fatherhood, what he's looking forward to, and it was a lot of good stories to share. And one of the reasons why I love doing podcasts.
And your podcast, again, how do we find it?
Oh, it's called The Nabs Effect. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's on Facebook as well. On Playback. I've started streaming it on Twitter too. X.
Meron
So,
din. Okay.
yeah. So my handles are right there. You can find it right there.
All right, let's follow that and also panoorin natin. Kasi a lot of people are interested in collegiate basketball. So pag natin panoorin yung podcast na to know more about what's happening in the Philippines when it comes to collegiate basketball.
And NBA soon enough too.
Nico, what about you?
Ako naman same as always, Nico Rocha. Yan yung username ko for everything. I plan to do a podcast on the NBA again. Maybe some topics that we can discuss, that we discussed here, maybe in a longer format dun sa podcast ko, like on YouTube, short form on TikTok, IG, and Facebook. And later, maroon ako ng finals. After this one, I'm gonna go straight to Araneta after this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, he's been doing a lot of content. May post siya about like what we do here.
Yeah.
Dito
Yes,
sa Basket
sir.
Pinas. So, follow Naveen and Nico in their socials. And kung namimiss nyo kami, kung namimiss nyo ako, there's a GTWM, the podcast. We just shot it earlier. And it's probably gonna be uploaded tomorrow. But come next Monday to Thursday, you can listen to us 6 to 9 a.m. at Good Times on Magic 89.9. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Keep safe. We hope you have a great weekend ahead. It's Friday. So have lots of fun and we'll see you again on Tuesday. Thank you for watching Basket Pinas Predicts, powered by 1xBet. Keep it good vibes, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.